Hey, hi. I'm gonna be making videos in English from now on instead of Slovak. I'll explain why later on in the video, but I just want to get it quickly out there before we even start. So, I published my first ever zine called United States of Analog in October, and I wanted to make kind of a reflection on it and walk you guys through some of my decisions, my favorite photos, and some backstory to them, and my decisions that I made in terms of design, printing, and what I liked and what I would change the next time I would be making such a project like this. Anyone who bought the zine, first of all, thank you very much. I appreciate every single one of you who bought the zine, and I was not expecting it to be sold out, but you guys made it a reality, and I'm forever thankful for everyone who supported me. But anyone who bought the zine has probably read the introduction and knows what I was trying to convey with this book. It's almost a photo diary of things that I associated with the US and my experiences as an exchange student for around 8 months there. And that's really what I was trying to say with this book. I was not limiting myself to anything, and yeah, that's a short explanation of what this book is about, what this zine is about, and let's get into the photos. The opening shot on the first page, or should I say double page, is this big Texas flag waving in the wind that I took at the Texas State Fair down in Dallas. I really love the colors, how they are only the colors of the Texas state flag, and really sets the scene for what this book or this scene is gonna be about. And the fact the colors are only blue, white, and red adds on to the symbolism of this photo. Moving on, I took a lot of pictures of all kinds of different cars, but I especially fell in love with pickup trucks, which is not something that I thought I would say. But out of all the photos of all the different cars, the one that stands out the most to me is this photo of the back of an El Camino I took in Taylor, and the combination of the orange glow from the first of the roll effect, the blues and the shadows and midtones, and the dark red color of the car creates a really nice combination of colors. And it's so nice that I actually had it printed and I have it hung in my room. It was very hard picking just one photo of all the photos of the cars that I took, because there were many of them, and I was deciding between this one and the photo of this Chevy with the different colored panels. I probably liked the photo of the Chevy that much because it's something that I would probably do if I had a pickup truck, but the El Camino one, just from the colors that it has. The next big element are these moments, the photos that were not staged essentially, and the street photography. I did not do as much street photography as I wish I would have done, but the few photos of street photography that are there, I think, are worth it. Whether it's the Trump supporters at Alamo, or it's the police parade at the Texas State Fair, or the Marines, or the tractor with the Czech flag waving, or the guy getting into his truck at the tire shop. They're all very nice to me. It's very easy to say that the photos are nice to me, but and like all street photographs, they all freeze time. They freeze history, or like they give you, they convey this moment in history that you captured, and will forever be remembered in some way. That's why they're so special to me and are one of my favorite photos in the book. And I actually did not even want to put them there at first, but it hit me that they deserve a place because they just are so meaningful to me. The third style, or like the third thing that I wanted to talk. The third series of photos that I wanted to talk about are these portraits I took with Jacinto. I really love the orange and all of the midtones and highlights, and actually the shadows as well. It has a really nice orange glow to it. I did not like it at first, but when I was editing it, I really just became a fan of it as well. And there's also this photo with the first of the roll effect that I used as a double page in the zine, and I think it creates a really cool experience when reading through the zine. And it was basically the only staged portrait session that I had, and it was taken sometime in February. I think it was still shot on my Minolta X300, and I mentioned that camera because I'm gonna get to photos from my Mamiya at the end. The next style of photos that I liked were these like environmental photos. You know, whether it's this house with the garbage can, which I really hate the fact that the garbage can is there. Like, it would look so good without it, but I did not. I wasn't able to Photoshop it out, or I did not want to move it because, you know, it's not my house. Or this photo of this really, I'm not sure if it's a house or like a office building or whatever. The overall colors of the building itself, the ground and the sky created a very nice dynamic that works together. And it's why I chose it to put it into the book. Or if it's this taqueria, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, at night with the neon signs glowing, I really love that. Or this car rusting away, which actually leads me and brings me to this segment that I want to talk about, are my photos from my Mamiya 645 1000S. I only got to shoot 2 rolls of film through this camera, but I just love it. Like, I have the photo of the Cadillac framed and hung in my room as well, and the photo of the Maxine of the Gumbo place, the colors of the roof and the walls. Like, this roll, that when it came back to me, like, it made me fall in love with that camera, so that's why I picked them. These were the photos that I liked, and it's very hard talking about them like this because I could talk about every single photo forever, but it would make a 1 hour long documentary, and that's not what I'm going for. And yeah, hope you enjoy them, and now let's get back to the design segment of the video. So those were some of my favorite photos and some backstory to them. I did not want to go through all of the photos because I just felt like it would make a long video, and that's not what I was trying to do here. Now let's talk about the design of the book. The design inside is pretty straightforward. It's just layouts of photos, but the only design choice that I made was I took these pictures that I thought would be good on like double pages, and I put them in the book as kind of like chapter headings, or like to kind of separate it from the other photos. So that's really the design inside, and I did not really put much effort into it. Like, I wanted to make it really simple, but what I put the most thought, and kind of what was influenced the most in this book, was the front cover. That's what catches your eye the first, and I wanted to make it eye-catching yet simple, and so I chose the dollar bill. Now, this is some backstory that I wanted to get into. Now, the book being the escalation of all of my creativeness up until this point, and of all of my further previous influences, and me being a huge fan of Casey Neistat and his animation style of work, style of design, you could say, I wanted to include some of the element of his work into here. So I really, this just, the dollar, it just called like it would be a really good option, and like it kind of paid homage, to him. So I took that, I crumbled it up to appear a bit rough, and to avoid any legal problems of trying to forge money. And actually, it's on the first page too, where it actually says that counterfeiting Federal Reserve notes is a federal crime and is by no means encouraged by the cover of this book. I was deciding whether I should use the page with, George Washington or this back page, but I just felt like the green on the back was much nicer than the beige and black tones on the front. So I used that, and I put my favorite fonts on here, and that was really it. The back, I think, is a really nice touch to it as well. It's a Polaroid of me holding the Minolta X300 that I shot that I used for the majority of this book. And it says, "Till we meet again, America, yours truly, Juraj Kabela," and then a QR code that leads to my Instagram. In terms of the things that I would change, I would definitely next time, stick with something more like specific, and I would not make the book chronological, because it is, I was like, this time it made sense because I was going for a photo diary, so it makes sense that that's chronological. But next time I would probably just separate it to landscapes or portraits or this type of photography and that type of photography. Now it's not a big of a deal to me now because I was not trying to limit myself to any of that, but next time I would definitely pick some of those styles. In regards of the technical things with this book, I would definitely choose lighter paper for the inside, because I chose quite high grain paper, should you call it, and it creates a weird difference because the paper is very stiff on the inside as well, and not just on the cover. So I picked an awesome place to print this, like everything went smoothly. It's really high quality, but next time I would probably like to go and try out different spots and get a couple of samples, because I feel like some of the photos, especially from the Mamiya, were not done enough justice in terms of quality and resolution. I feel like it could look better when I look at other photo books that I have, that they look better, and again, it might be outside of my budget, but that's definitely what I would like to try out next. So yeah, this is the end of the video. I just wanted to make a final episode to the 3 previous ones that I made in America, and kind of just reflect on that, on this whole project, what I would change the next time and what I liked. I have another video planned for January. It's from a shoot I did with Snowami, who's my friend and a very talented rapper. We were shooting the Mamiya 645 1000S in a studio with continuous lighting. I have some comments on that, what I did good, what I did not so good, and I actually have some backstage footage for that, so it's not just gonna be this kind of talking video. You won't have to be looking at me, and it's really it. I said that I'm gonna be making videos in English from now on. I just can express myself better in English about photography, and I feel like I can reach bigger audiences with English, and that's it. I had to cut the video off there because I went on for another minute or two about stuff that was not relevant to the video, and we'll just make it longer. It's already 16 minutes. So I just want to say that the music is by Teal Waves, my friends from Austin, Texas. I love them. You guys should definitely go check them out on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud, and follow them on Instagram. I'm gonna link their socials in the description. and I'm gonna see y'all in January with the EP cover shoot. So bye.